Yeah, hello, this is Ron Schira coming to you once more from the GoggleWorks, and we have Peter Stolvoort here, whose studio we're visiting, and Peter here to say hello to us. Hi, Peter.
Good morning, Ron. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Come
Let's go in and take a look at what you got.
All right. Well, this is my studio, which acts both as a printing studio as well as a painting studio. But right now, I got many of my prints and paints up. And these are my latest renditions of water and movement and things that I've been working on the last couple months.
Let's take a look.
Okay, this one's called Infinity. I did this. I was trying to get some kind of movement. I've been working on paintings that move and have some kind of emotional tie to myself. I've been working with color and composition, as well as textures and patterns, and layering on top of color and color. Using different types of paints, using different types of drying techniques. Some are vertical, some are horizontal, some are done flat. Basically, been experimenting with the medium as much as I can. Some success, some failures. Some have been highly acclaimed, others people don't even look at. So it's been kind of an interesting exercise at this point. This one here I did for a river project, which I imagined standing on the side of a river and it's just starting to rain, and all this yellow mud is being kicked up at the edge of the river.
So they're representational, but they're not.
They are and they aren't.
Yeah.
I can paint fairly realistically, but it doesn't really interest me. So what I've been trying to do is paint an emotion and then back off from it, try to get it more abstract. And what it's done is it gives the viewer some room to interpret it themselves, which has been very interesting. People see different things than I see. And also, depending on how it's lit, you'll see different things. So in some of the homes that I've placed these, it's been very interesting to see how the painting reacts to the light of day. And as the evening comes, some of the other colors come out and accent even more.
This one's very interesting. What do you call this one?
Well, this one I call my kind of anti-war piece. It's blood for oil is what I was looking at, because I'm very upset with what's happening with current events, and I thought, gee, what can I do? Some kind of symbolism, and it basically is a backwards money symbol, and trying to interpret my feelings about what the price of oil and our price of our society is costing us. And I'm very appalled that it's costing the lives of people from both sides just for our way of life. So I'm just trying to work on that and see if I can do some kind of protest paintings or emotional paintings that have something more of a statement as opposed to just purely decorative works.
I wouldn't call these decorative. I think that they're very involved as abstract exercises as well.
Yeah.
I think they really play with your manipulation of paint ethic, which is really a lot of what this is. This work really, I mean, you get into these things. It's almost like you're playing in the mud here, so to speak.
Pretty much, yeah. I've painted all my life, so I've been working with these mediums forever. So I'm really comfortable with the paint, so I can manipulate it the way I want it to. They look like happy accidents, but the reality is I'm trying to really, really push the medium.
Right.
And try to get it as loose as I can, as opposed to laying down every stroke. I'm also allowing the paint to do things within itself and adding more to it than I could. But I've been trying to capture a moment, an emotion, a time, a feeling, a sense, as opposed to just trying to capture a landscape, trying to capture that, what the wind felt like, what the light felt like, how warm was it raining, what did I feel like at that moment, and then put all those things into a piece that has some room for interpretation, yet I see in it what I want. Like this one here, went crabbing one time, and I was just amazed by the draw of water out of a swamp, and how that light and reflection of the sun changed the whole landscape. And I wasn't sure if I was at the shore or if I was on a moonscape or I was at the desert. The light changed the thing as it went. How do I capture that without painting it statically? So I was trying to do something that actually had movement. It continues to move, and the more you look at it, the more you can see the movement.
You're painting a sensation. You're not actually representing an actual image of something. You're painting the sensation of it.
That whole moment, the whole time.
Yeah.
As opposed to gee, I'm painting a landscape. But I'm trying to get that emotion that it evoked. You look out there and you go, wow. You take it in, both visually and emotionally and physically. And how do you put that on a flat surface and get that to convey? It's been very interesting because people see so many different things when they come into my studio, and the things that they talk about are interesting because they are bringing their experience to what I'm showing here, and that's been really fun. Some people see, they say, gee, that's the shore at my house in Florida. So other people say, gee, I saw that in Maine. So it's so unspecific that it allows the viewer to kind of have a room to interpret it for themselves.
Well, we just missed your major show over here at the GoggleWorks because you had a lot of work that was on display over here in the Schmidt
Gallery. Yeah.
The Schmidt Gallery, right? And we just missed that. So, what do you have coming up? Is anything happening for you lately? You were going to be taking some space up in the torpedo factory down in...
Well, I just juried in the torpedo factory and had a small show there, which was quite exciting to see a whole new set of painters. And I probably will be transitioning down to Alexandria in the next year or two, maybe 3, depending on how it takes, how long it takes. I do hope to be a painter at the torpedo factory within the next couple of years. So. It's just going to take some time to transition.
Well, the best of luck to you, absolutely. We'll miss you in Reading. Okay, well, I think that we got a pretty good idea of what you're doing here, and I thank you very much.
Right. Do you have any more time left?
Yeah, we have about 2 minutes.
Okay. So what I think I'd like to work on is my exhibition that I had here. Talked about or started to talk about some of the issues about immigration, and I think I would like to do a whole show expanding on my feelings of coming to this country, both physically, emotionally, and how that meant, or what that meant to me, and do that in painted forms. Talk about the fact of not knowing anyone here, not speaking the language, not understanding the culture, going to school, being the new kid in town who didn't understand any of the kids that were there, and trying to paint that in an abstract form of being extremely lonely, being extremely ostracized, and having nowhere to go for those kind of emotions. Those are very powerful, and they're still here today. And I see a new batch of immigrants coming here and having almost the same issues that I had, my family had, and I would love to be able to paint that out as a whole exhibition and have that as part of the theme about coming to America and what that means for most of us.
Yeah, because that is a big issue that we've been facing in the last 2 years or so with some of the walks on DC and such.
Right.
So yes, we do face that, and it's a good issue to approach.
And I think that a lot of these paintings had that turmoil that I felt within them, and I think that I'd like to resolve that and kind of get that message out, and then move on from there and paint whatever I can paint.
Okay, well that's great. I think we've just about run out of time here. Thank you. We're with Peter Stolvoort at the GoggleWorks. This is Ron Schira, and I thank you.
Thank you.